Blue hands, warm heart. That's what they say, isn't it? Anyway, something like that. If you want to know why I got blue hands, stay tuned and I'll let you know.
Kwakka Saké, son.
Okay, so what I've got here are all the ingredients to bake a cake. That's what the blue hands are for, food colouring. Blue cake? Yeah? No. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got a level drink bottle, of course. You need water. I got my bag with all my trusties, my hat, crowbar, a couple of straight edges, a couple of hardwood sleepers, some tie downs, a few old pegs. What have I got in here? Buried in here? Oh, I've got some measurements. Those, my friends, are measurements for my new shed. Don't tell anybody. I'm hoping to put the shed here. Nobody will know. It's going to be invisible. It's going to be an invisible shed. So what I'm doing today is I'm digging some footings. I gave it a rough peg out the other day. Roughly squared it. I can't see that peg, it's buried behind the bricks. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be an instant shed. What do we got here? Blue hands, blue food colouring, old school all the way. Water level fellas and ladies. We've got an old school rule, inches and metric, because what we got, the shed is actually a 40-foot container. I do own this shed. I moved it up to Tin Can Bay for a while because I was living up there for a couple of years, living on a boat, so I needed storage. Yeah, what do? If you need storage, man, you get yourself a container. You can take it anywhere in the world. You know what I mean? It costs money to move it, but all you have to do is pick it up, put it on the back of a semi. You can leave all your gear in it, just as long as you're batting it down. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with all the bits and pieces, but I thought because this has pertinence to my channel, the Kwakka Saké channel. Look at this. Imagine waking up in the morning. I can see bodies lying on this mound here with some smoke coming from a campfire. Hungover people, yes. Beautiful water views, $1 million views. And yeah, a big shed here. Anyway, if the council wants me to move it, that's another bonus of having a container. You just pick it up and move the bastard. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. Please excuse my potty mouth. I am still a child at heart and I still need discipline. Yes. Okay. Adios, amigos. I'll be back to you when I got some holes dug. Okay, I thought I'd give you some context on what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve. When I first moved out here, I just put some brick footings in because it's reasonably flat here. The dirt in this spot, they call it like deco in the earth moving trade. It's like cement, this stuff. You can't really dig it that good. But the good thing about that is it drains really well. And like I had the container on here for years and they didn't sink at all. The container stayed sturdy through the 2 years I had it here. I've actually got bricks and stuff sitting on top of the piers. So that's my goal, but because down further it's a sloping block, the soil down there is more sandy. It's sandy type of soil down there, so I've got to dig some nice deep footings so when I lay my bricks on top. There's going to be no movement. So I had 230 piers here. That's like 230 millimetre. But you'll notice when I build my piers over there, I might still do, oh no, I'm going to do 350 piers right the way around. And that way, any overhang I can build off that if I want to. And that means, because the piers down the bottom of the hill are going to be higher, 350 piers, larger footprint, so less chance of it crippling. And yeah, I'm excited. I'll get back to you. Hey, g'day folks, how are you? I'm back. Okay, I don't know why I do the g'day folks bit, because I obviously chop it out. Because I'm back. So holes are dug, yeah. Up here they don't have to be too deep or too big. I'm just doing 230 piers up here, 230 millimetre by 230 millimetre, which is the length of a brick. So the whole idea is to have the container up here as low as possible, because down there I don't want it too high. I want it high enough to put stuff under, but I want it level. Level is the go. Level and square. The footings have to be square so the weight is evenly distributed. So up here I've got my water level and I've set it up. So I set the first one at which is way too high. So I've just set it here. It doesn't have to be that height. So what I've done is I've just put a mark at 343 millimetres, which works brickwork. So then I can just gauge down. I'm probably just going to have it a little bit off the ground, enough so I can put an ant cap over the top of it and just keep an eye on like termites and stuff. Termites are pretty bad out here, and I've got a wooden floor in my container, so yeah, you don't want termites in the floor of your container. Anyway, so I've got 343 here, and I've already set it up down here. So I've got my, this is just clear plastic hose that I bought when I bought the property. I bought this, you know, back then dumpies were really expensive, and you know, water doesn't lie, does it? This is how the ancients did it. So down here, the only way this doesn't work is if you've got air bubbles in the hose. So you got to make sure there's no air bubbles. And here we go here. So this mark here, it's a bit hard to see in the dark. It's the only way I could really do it. But you can see where the level of the water is there is the same level as the water down there at 343 millimetres. So you saw it just dropped a little bit then. It's just settling. So it's around where that hole is drilled into the, or pressed into the star picket. So what I'll do is I'll mark this off here. When you're working on your own, it's not easy to do this sort of stuff, you know, like to get heights and measure square and so forth. Transfer the line around to here and that'll be my level. It's a huge pier, so I've dug big holes. They're like 600 by 600 mil. They're not that deep. They're about 300 mil deep, which is about a foot deep. But they are sitting on that deco, so all the topsoil's out of the way. It's sitting on that deco, and the whole idea is not to have your footing slide down the hill. It is quite a bit of a hill here, so yeah, just double check there's no air bubbles. I put blue food colouring in just to demonstrate. I didn't really need food colouring, but I can look up at that end. If I look up there, I can clearly see. And don't forget, the ancients built the pyramids, so if I'm 5 mil out, if I'm a little bit out, it's not going to bother me too much. Look at that. That's level. That's my level height there. If I measure down 2 courses of brickwork up there, I can measure down, 176 down here. So my piers are going to come up to about this height, just under chest height. It's a huge pier. So you can see my string line, everything's square. I measured here. I did Pythagoras here, did a right angle triangle, so I measured out here 300 millimeters. I measured over to here 400 millimeters. And the distance between that one and that one is 500 millimeters. So I am square. It's 90% preparation, 10% application. Yeah, I'm going to mix some concrete. Okay, so last on the list before I pour is I put in some steel. Probably won't make much of a difference here because it's going to be pretty low. So it's going to be probably about knee high here. There's still enough for the wind to get under it. This side I doubt we'll need anything at all. But down here is where it's going to come in handy. So what I've done is I've bent the steel on the ends. Whoops. I've bent the steel on the ends, crossed them over, tied them together, and made them so I can bring these rods up beside the pier and actually attach to the corners of the container. A fair idea. Yeah, crossed over and up, and that way if there's ever a high wind, it actually has to pull the slab of concrete out of the ground. It's one of those things, isn't it? I'm rural, you know. If there's those sort of winds, there's nobody going to be on the road there. The trees are going to catch it anyway. That sort of stuff. I call this Storm Gully actually because we get some hailstorms come through here. So that's why I'm taking the extra precautions, tying it in. I can sleep a little bit better at night. And if one of those storms do come up, a freak, and pick my container up and fly it to the Wizard of Oz somewhere, hey, it won't be the only one in this vicinity. Everybody's got a container in their yard, but I'm just taking a few extra precautions, and I'm ready to mix some concrete. Okay, day two on the subframe or the foundations for my is that a chip on my camera? No, I've got a guard on there. Anyway, yeah, so I've got the footings I laid yesterday, concrete. So there was a barrier of concrete went into those. Because they're shallower. These ones, there was like more than a barra. I think 3 barras filled these 2 holes, maybe 4. I think it was 4 barras, 2 barras into each hole. Yeah, so there's a fair bit of concrete in there. I'm pretty confident it's not going to slide down the hill or anything. I'm pretty confident to put bricks on here. You can see my rods, they're out of the way until the piers are up, and then I can bend the rods around and lock down the container to the pier, to the concrete. So I'm happy about that. I got all my bricks ready, all my bats from when I built the house, because I'm doing 350 piers, so a bat goes in the middle. I got my mud mixed. Yeah, life's good, folks. So I'm just going to do this freehand, no profiles, nothing fancy. I've got string lines to get my my corners, and then I'll just square the thing around by hand. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's not the Taj Mahal. It is going to be strong. The mud I mixed is super strong mud. So yeah, let's do it. 350 piers. I'll get back to you when it's done. And that, folks, is how you do it. That's a level line. So where I'm lower down the hill, you can see I started off half courses. Sort of I got 1.5, 2, 3, 4.5 courses there, and 2 courses there. That's the difference in height. But we're level now. Pretty cool, hey? Still got a bit of mud, so I'll probably go another course on each. I've put these star pickets in reasonably plumb, so it gives me alignment, but that's okay. It's been good to get out of the ground. Round 2. Barra, 10 courses to go. That's 80 bricks and yeah, 20 bats, which is a half brick. Which of those? Yeah. I'm not going to do any more today. A barra, it's going to take me a while to soak that up. Hopefully I get close to finish with that barra of mud. Yeehaw. Okay, it's the end of day 2. The most important thing is that bubble in the middle. Yeah? Level and plumb. So I've only got 3 courses to go on top of those, and then I think I've got 4. It might be 3. 4 or 3 courses there. 4 I think, and 2 on that side. So another 6. So another 12 courses all up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my progress today. I'm extra happy everything worked out level and plumb. And yeah, so water levels don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. You can have a dumpy or a laser level if you like, but I find the water level, yeah, it works fine for me. Okay, so in the morning I'll be back. Thanks for watching. Look at that beautiful sunset. Isn't that awesome? And you know the best thing about this spot, I've worked all day and like I'm nowhere near the neighbours. Like usually when I'm plodding around over there and that, you can hear the neighbours and stuff. Can't hear anybody over here. Bit of serenity, eh? Serenity in Sandy Creek. Love you guys. See ya. Okay, day 3 of the Kwakka Saké Clubhouse build. I thought I'd come up with a name for it because it's got to be pertinent to my channel, hasn't it? And this is where I'm going to be building a shed up here, and this is where all the future work is going to. This is going to be the beehive. You know, this is where I'm going to store my tools. Walk up here. I need to walk. You know, I've lost about 4 kilos in 2 days, so that's pretty good. If I can lose another kilo today, that'd be great. It's been raining all morning, so I've taken a punt. I've mixed up some mud. I've only got 3 courses to do here. I just have to tighten the lines. They're a bit saggy. Yeah. Tighten the lines. 3 courses there. About 3 or 4 courses here. And about 2 courses there, roughly. So, looking forward to it. I'll get back to you when I'm done. Let's hope, let's pray it doesn't rain. Cheers, guys. Okay, so that's finish height down there, and that's not a level line, by the way. Yeah, so that's finish height. It's amazing to think how much slope is in this land. It doesn't look like much, but there is quite a bit of slope. How we going? That looks pretty good, Juddy. Not bad for a young fella. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if I come back a little bit this way, you'll probably see those lines are running up, by the way. So ground level is up in that top corner, 172 above that pier up there, or that footing, 172 millimeters. So you can see the lay of the land is quite steep, but I've tried to maximize my property. I'm going to put some clumping bamboo on the other side there to hide the unsightly container. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Not long to go. Okay, done. I should just swipe away from that straight away before you notice how rough it is. But yeah, as you can see, it's been raining today, and when I finished these ones, it was beautiful. So it started pouring down rain when I was doing this, and I thought, oh, I'll just throw up a 230 pier, because I've got the container coming in a few days. So I thought I'd throw up a 230 pier there and there, and this is where it was pouring rain. But I had to get down, so I chose my brown bricks, which that's a good thing when you use multi bricks, is because they're all different sizes. These are anyway. So my brown bricks are the smallest. I just threw them in, threw a 230 pier in, and then came over to here. I threw a 230 pier in here. It had sort of settled down raining. I had to get down here too. But yeah, so I managed to lay that one without too much fuss. And I had a bit of mud left over, and it had stopped raining. So I threw in an attached pier on the side, and I went down, tidied up down there, which I'm very happy with down there. And I came back, and these black bricks are the biggest bricks. I had some of them, bit of mud left over, so I threw them in. I had a little bit more mud left over, so I threw that pier in the back there. and because it started pouring rain again, all the mud just got saturated. So basically I pudged it up. Yeah, a little bit of a feature. So there you go. All I gotta do is get some ant caps, some 350 ant caps, put them on, and put my bearers on. I've already put one on here, ready to go. So the container will sit this side. I'll have this cantilevered in the future. I might put a little bit of a deck off here. If I was in New Zealand, I'd call it a dick. It looks a bit like a dick. No, it doesn't. That's got to be edited out, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm happy with those piers. I'm glad the weather held out to get them in. And because I've been working on my own, squaring up wasn't as easy as I would have liked it to be. But I got it as square as I could. Within 50 mil over 12 metres. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Turns out I'm about 5 mil higher this end than that end, because I just had troubles getting down. In 3 courses I had to get down like 30 mil or something like that, something stupid. This one wasn't quite as bad, but yeah, I'm happy with that. I can tidy up, go and have a shower, clean myself up, have a beer with some green ginger wine, bit of a chaff, maybe. I got to work tomorrow, so chances are I won't be having a chuff. Anyway, life's good. I'll yeah, I'm getting close to editing my repair on my fairing. I'm sorry it's taking so long, man. I've just got so much footage, so little time. I've sort of got bits and pieces I've got to do, and it's just not a priority at the moment. But this is part of my Kwakka Saké channel, so this shouldn't be too hard to edit, and I'll throw this out in the next few days. Okay, see ya on the flip side, lovies. And I do, when I say I love you guys, I really do, man. Like, what have I got? 187 subscribers. Like, to me, that's better than having 1,000, because that's 187 people who dig what I do. That's pretty personal, pretty intimate. You know what I mean? And I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? Without you, I wouldn't be doing it. And it brings a little bit of a tear to my eye, a little bit of a airlock. And in case I edit out the other bit, good news, I've lost 4 kilos in 2 days doing this. I'll weigh myself again tomorrow. I'm catching up to you, shade tree. I'll see you later. Woolly wagtails and little wagtail wrens. Wow. Wow. Like little fairies. Wow. Never seen them before. It's my little magic place.